Seeing as though I disliked how similar Friday the 13th Part 2 was to the original, I should probably hate Friday the 13th Part 3 even more, right? Well, surprisingly not. I really like this one. It does everything I thought the previous two lacked, and does it really well. The characters are a lot more fleshed out, and Jason is even more awesome. The film has some of my favourite deaths from the whole series, like the arrow being fired and Jason killing the person doing a handstand. The film really stops taking itself so seriously early on and starts to become a lot of fun. There are a lot of funny moments, which is pretty surprising because I thought it would be just as boring as the previous film. Moments like when the people think the police are chasing them so they eat all the weed they have are bits that are just really memorable and quite funny. Every character has a redeeming quality about them. Well, mostly every character. We have the stoner couple that are really funny, the Joker, who we feel bad for most of the time, the girl that was attacked by Jason 2 years before, who we also feel bad for. There are no characters that really bore the shit out of you like in the previous films, well, except for Rick, who speaks almost fully in monotone. The story is much better, although it's basically the same as the previous two. I think it works a lot better. This time we are given 8 people in the camp, which isn't too much or too little. This means the film can actually develop the characters much better than in the previous two films. The surviving character, once again, isn't in the film as much as one would hope, but she doesn't need to be. She tells us her backstory about how she was attacked by Jason 2 years before, so when Jason starts attacking, we feel bad for her. The ending makes a lot more sense than in the last film because instead of not explaining whether what happened was a dream or reality, it flat out says that she kills Jason and everything that happens after that it just happens because she's hallucinating, because she's lost her mind. There are a lot of cool deaths in the film, and I think this is really the point in the series when they added more and more good deaths. The film was made in 3D, and even watching it in 2D you can definitely tell. In fact, I think it makes the film a lot more fun. It just adds more humour when you see stuff randomly coming to the screen just for the fun of it. Friday the 13th Part 3 is another one of the most important films in the series because it adds Jason's signature hockey mask. Imagine if he didn't have it. Would he still have the bag on his head like in the previous two films? In my opinion, this is where the series started to get interesting. The first two don't really have the rewatchable factor the sequels from Part 3 onwards have. Plus, the 80s synth style theme song is just awesome. I found myself humming it for the next day or so after watching the film. In conclusion, Friday the 13th Part 3 is much better than Part 2 and maybe even better than the first one. That's why I'm giving it an A-.